My name is Ilya. I am the owner of Sunrent company. We are engaged in sharing of electric vehicles. Why choose us? I think that's a good question. I think it's the most profound. I think they choose us because of our quality and comprehensive approach. What I value most about Sunrent is the people. They are our head office team, our core team, and our partners, who are all different and all very cool. The most important thing is our favorite customers, who are already more than 1 million now. Our primary goal is their comfort and safety. Thanks to the fact that we strive for a quality, comfortable and safe product, we are chosen by end users and new partners join us. In general, I have already answered this question. Speaking of cooperation, this is comprehensive support at all stages. Startup, support, assistance in solving administrative issues, financial analytics, legal support. We have a knowledge base for each of these areas. If a partner breaks something, he goes to the knowledge base and sees which part can be changed with which tools and keys. Video instructions for each block of the panel on financial analytics. Great question. It all depends on what your city's capacity is. We have partners who start with 20 or 30 scooters, and there are cities where there are already more than 1,000 scooters. Good business model, where on average one sharing scooter about $1,500, multiply 1,500 by 30 scooters. It is not a large city, and 1,000 if you are ambitious and you want to occupy the entire city million. I recommend that you buy exactly sharing scooters, because since 14 years ago, when Kick Sharing was launched, scooters were retail and not equipped for sharing, and there was a high degree of vandalism, operating costs. Now the scooters are sharing, we have direct delivery from the manufacturer, and the two most popular brands are Ninebot and Aka, our special sharing models. In general, as I mentioned before, collaboration means comprehensive support for our partner at every stage: launch, ongoing support, assistance in resolving administrative issues, financial analysis, legal support. We have a knowledge base for each of these areas, so if something breaks down for the partner, they can access the knowledge base and find a detailed guide that explains which part needs to be replaced, with what tools, keys. There are also video instructions. This applies to every aspect, including financial analysis. That's an interesting question. I think the essence lies in the fact that we are often approached by potential partners, our potential clients, who are ready to invest money but do not understand operational models and would rather act as investors than as business owners. The ideal scenario is when a person has both the ability to invest and the desire to work within the operational model, because business is just like any other work, such as running a car wash, restaurant, or hair salon. It requires participation. Therefore, we sometimes try to combine these two profiles. Sometimes we are approached by an investor who says, I want to participate financially, but I don't want to be involved operationally. And sometimes we get people who need financing. We want to grow, we see great profitability. In such cases, we combine them. Or we get someone who knows how to work and has their own capital. The payback period on average ranges from 4 to 6 months. Most of our partners break even in their first season and then continue to expand their fleet. I think our legal department can provide more detailed information on this question. But in reality, the most important thing is the desire to start this cool, highly profitable, fast-growing modern business. Here, as in the previous question, we have specialists who guide the process step by step. What needs to be done, signing contracts, and training service staff. Service specialists come to our headquarters for training. There is also online training on the administrative panel, where they explain how and where the scooters are moved, what alarms may occur, and the features of our app. The process also includes communication with our financial analyst, who prepares financial analytics, and with the marketer, who advises on what to focus on in your city to make the launch as successful and explosive as possible. Regarding the administration, it's important to understand that even if we're talking about one country, for example Russia, the approval process is still different in each city. Somewhere it's land management, somewhere it's the mayor's office, somewhere it's the administration, and somewhere it's the data center. The main task of the entrepreneur is to convey to the administration that scooters bring benefits and do not pose any danger or harm. Danger and harm can be caused by irresponsible users, whether they are driving cars, walking, or cycling. It's important to convey that scooters are a first and last mile transport solution, that they bring additional revenue to the budget, reduce the load on the city's logistics system, are a benefit to the city in any case, and are also a great form of entertainment. As mentioned earlier, we provide comprehensive support across all areas. The question was specifically about marketing. Yes, we assist with marketing, offering knowledge and guidance, just as we do with administration, obtaining grants in the cities and regions of our partners, with service and so on. Support, guidance and training are provided on all fronts. How to choose locations for the start. Typically, the most popular locations are selected: tourist sites, landmarks, good roads with developed infrastructure. Later, as operations progress, we have specific algorithms that help identify the most frequent routes. Heat maps and trip tracks can be monitored in real time to see where people ride most often. Parking spots are set up in these areas, which can be analyzed and optimized. We provide the blueprints for these parking spots and share contacts of factories that can manufacture them. However, as global and Russian practice shows, everything is gradually moving towards virtual parking. These metal structures with locks for securing the scooter are becoming a thing of the past. There's no need for them anymore as the level of riding culture and scooter use improves and the incidence of vandalism and theft decrease. In fact, the need to secure the scooter to something metal is disappearing. You arrive, park, GPS identifies the location, everything is great, no need for physical parking. We provide our partners with an administrative panel where the operator, like a soaring eagle, can see in real time what is happening with the fleet and the city. How many scooters are charged, how many are discharged, where they are moving, how they are moving, and which clients are using them. All the statistics, analytics, and graphs. There are many different parameters. At first glance, it may seem complicated, but once you get into it, everything is very convenient, well designed, and thoughtfully laid out. For the start, we have, as mentioned, a knowledge base, guides in the form of instructions, as well as training with our specialists. During operations, chats are created with contacts of a personal manager who also advises and assists. Besides the administrative panel, we naturally have an app in the App Store and Google Play, and there's also a service app so that engineers in the field can quickly service the fleet. This is comprehensive IT support. Each scooter is equipped with a telemetry module, GPS, and a GSM tracker, allowing us to monitor all movements of the scooter in real time. Moreover, we can detect certain actions, such as if the scooter is lifted, overturned, or being carried somewhere. The operator, as mentioned earlier, acts like an eagle, flying and observing what's happening. They receive an alarm if something goes wrong. And it's not just related to theft. For example, you can set an alarm if a scooter has been stationary for too long without being used, signaling that something might be wrong and suggesting that it may need to be moved to another location or have its tariff changed. Furthermore, if something happens to the scooter and the operator is distracted, say, stepping away to get some water, they will receive a notification on Telegram. This allows them to immediately see that something is happening, return to their station, and take action, such as contacting the field team to ensure the scooter is in order. How many and what kind of staff do you need? It all depends on the size of your fleet and your work schedule. Broadly, employees can be divided into two key groups: operators, the soaring eagles, and scouts who are in the field. The operator's task is to monitor the administrative panel, the fleet, and clients, providing support. The scout's task in the field is to change the batteries in the scooters, clean them if necessary, deliver them to the service, and resolve any issues on site. Accordingly, the number of staff depends on the number of units in the fleet, and if you have round-the-clock operations, the number of staff would be doubled. Approximately 80% of our partners operate around the clock. The scooters are vandal-proof, with a high level of water resistance, so they can be left outside at night. No one will steal them. They won't get waterlogged, and they are essentially damage-resistant. Therefore, I believe it makes sense to operate 24/7. Transit, but that's only because they have a lot of scooters. In principle, for a relatively large fleet of 50 to 100 units, there's no need to transport the entire scooter because the scooters have removable batteries. In fact, a vehicle is only necessary if something critical happens to a scooter and it needs to be transported. In such cases, a scout can arrive on a scooter with a box of replacement batteries or on a moped. So, for medium-sized fleets of 50 units, a vehicle isn't needed at the initial stage, in my opinion. We have a democratic model, there's no totalitarian regime here, and everyone can choose how to proceed. Who are our partners? In one way or another, all our partners are great and reasonable. We fully understand that a partner won't set rates that would cause them to operate at a loss. On our side, we provide financial analytics and support. We calculate based on the city, considering factors like the standard of living, innovation environment, number of warm days and so on, as well as analyzing competitors and recommending rates to the partner. However, of course, the partner knows their city better than we do, better than the head office, and has every right to set the rates they want. We have a central call center that we usually provide to smaller fleets. However, most of our partners have their own local call centers. This is done for one key reason: to ensure quality service for the end customer. We believe that to maintain a high level of service, support should be local, quick communication with scouts, good knowledge of the city, and understanding of the local mentality. Therefore, the call center should be local. This includes not only the administrative panel but also other forms of support. Accordingly, a royalty fee is charged for all the support and services. The royalty depends on the market capacity and the number of scooters, and it typically ranges from 10 to 15%. Everything works very simply. The customer rides a scooter, the money is processed through acquiring to the Sunrent company's account, and every 10 days, the funds are transferred from the head office to our partners' accounts. In 2014, scooters used to break down very often because they were retail models that had been modified, with bearings frequently failing. Nowadays, the models are modern and vandal-proof, they can't be easily folded, the battery is easy to replace, all bolt connections use security torques, and they have good water resistance. As a result, they don't break down often. We have statistics, which we naturally provide to our partners, including recommended quantities of spare parts at the start, based on the size of the fleet. More commonly, what's needed is gradual maintenance, replacing grips, mats, and brake pads to keep the scooters clean, fresh, and tidy. We have a large inventory of spare parts, and we consolidate orders for all our partners based on their needs and potential fleet growth. Additionally, we have a significant stock of parts for new partners, as well as for those who underestimated their profitability and ended up with higher income than expected. These partners purchase more scooters than they initially ordered, and we usually have spare parts available for them as well. We have comprehensive statistics and analytics from our service center. Accordingly, each of our partners has a direct hotline with our service team and receives information based on the season and what spare parts they might need. It's logical that the older the scooter, the more replacement parts it may potentially require. During the first seasons, these issues will be minimal. More in-depth technical questions can likely be addressed by potential partners through communication with our support department. I can briefly mention that in all these files, you'll find details such as the required area, humidity levels, necessary fire extinguishers, lighting requirements, electricity needs in kilowatts, the specifications for ramps and lifts needed for fleet maintenance, and so on. There are many nuances to consider. We can help you select a comfortable and convenient facility based on your fleet size and location. I would say that electricity rates vary across different cities and regions of the country. If my memory serves me right, each scooter requires about an hour and a half of electricity for charging. Our service center staff can provide more detailed information. They will conduct an analysis, calculate the requirements, and explain how to lay out the wiring, how to arrange everything, and how to ensure the safe storage and charging of your scooters and batteries. A similar question was asked before. Today, our scooters are vandal-proof, which makes them more expensive than retail models like the Xiaomi 365 or 9Bot, which are about 2-3 times cheaper than commercial models. However, the commercial scooters are reinforced and vandal-proof, so the rate of vandalism and theft is minimal. When it comes to theft, it's usually due to inexperience, like an elderly person taking a scooter home from the street to give to their grandchild, and then the grandchild tells them, "Thanks, Grandpa, but we need to return it." Or a marginalized individual rolls a scooter into the bushes thinking it's now theirs, but again, it's easily located and returned. What to do when it's cold? I think when it's cold, you need to stay warm. But overall, what are the risks of cold weather? Well, first of all, if there's ice, traction with the surface is worse, and the battery won't hold the charge as well. Riding a scooter in cold weather is generally less comfortable. However, in most cities across Russia's central region, the season usually starts around March, and last year it lasted until November. We're not even talking about warm cities, just the central region, which has quite a long season. In winter, it's time to prepare for the new season. perform maintenance on the fleet, attract investments, optimize operations, and think about improving the product. In winter, we keep working. We operate 25/8 every day of the year. Naturally, there's more operational work during the summer, while in the autumn and winter, it's more strategic. But since we have partners in hot countries, we work year-round, always staying connected and providing support. How to store the scooters? Good question. That's a question for the service team. How to store, how to maintain, lubricate, change bearings, charge, and preserve them. Everything is covered, from how lithium cells age to how to package them. There are many nuances, but we don't shy away from any of these questions. Chat support with a personal manager and representatives from each department is often the quickest way to resolve issues. A question is posted in the chat, tagging the needed employee, and they promptly respond in real time. In cases where there is no answer available in the knowledge base, bot, etc., most questions can already be answered through guides based on algorithms and schemes. However, human support is always available as well. The link will be in the description. Feel free to write, call, and leave requests. If you want to talk to me personally, I'm always open to it. Just mention that you want to become a partner, talk to one of our wonderful managers, and say that you'd like to meet with Ilya. If I happen to be in the city where the meeting will take place, I'd be happy to meet with you. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming enthusiastic and awesome people to the ranks of Sunrent.